Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Transformational Soul. My name is Ruth Soltman, and I'm so happy you guys are here tonight. Hello, Sam, and Richard, and Sarah, and Veronica. So nice to see you on already. That is so sweet. Welcome to everybody over there on Rumble as well. Few announcements, to get out of the way first. This Saturday at 8 p.m., we have our Spiritual Message Circle. And due to the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday, this is the only spiritual message circle this month for November. So, keep that in mind. And there's also only one in December as well. On Saturday, November 19th, which is a week from this Saturday at 8 p.m., we are having our Goldylocks Thanks Sharing Holiday Special. So come and join us and see what that is all about. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have a new group on Facebook. It's called 25 Days of Gratitude. We started it on the 1st, and it's going to go till Thanksgiving Day. I want to thank all of you who have joined so far. I love reading all the comments. And, if you would like to join, Tiffany did put the link up. So, go ahead after the show and click that on, and you can join our group as well. We focus on gratitude, all the big things, all the small things. And we're developing more, a greater attitude of gratitude, because we know that when we put the energy or the frequency out there of gratitude, the universe will bring us more things to be grateful for. So if you would like to be a part of that, we would love to have you join us. And like I said, this group is going to be going strong until Thanksgiving. So hop on over there and, we would love that. Hello, Joyce. Nice to see you here. Check out my website, www.ruthsoltman.com. That's RUTH, S as in Sam, OLT, M as in Mary, A, N as in Nancy.com. You can check out all my books, my oracle cards, and my services on there. If you'd like to check out my craft items, you can find them at my Mystic Impressions Facebook page. It's MYSTICIMPRESSIONS. I have a lot of new Christmas ornaments this year, so be sure to check those out. I will be having a Black Friday sale, so there'll be more to come on that next week. So if you are in the Houston area, come on out to the Langham FFA Holiday Craft Show in Cypress, Texas. It's going to be this weekend. It's all weekend long. And I just got word last night that Saturday afternoon, a very special person is going to be making an appearance. And that person is Santa. He's coming straight from the North Pole. So you can come and get your pictures taken with him and tell him what you want for Christmas. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's only 2 weeks until my Thanksgiving Eve show. Please join me for that. I know some people are going to be busy making preparations for Thanksgiving Day, but you can always listen. I am going to be having a special raffle that day, and I will be promoting that more next week to give everybody, time to get in on that if they want to. You do have to be on the live in order to win. Hello, Kim. Hi, Stony. Nice to see everybody popping in here. Now, in 3 weeks, and this is so unbelievable, I am going to be doing my 100th show. I can't even believe that, this is 97. So it's so hard to believe, 100, that's like huge. So there will be, something special going on for that show. So you'll want to stay tuned for that. Hello, Carol Ann. Nice to see you. Hi, Linnell. Let's see. Kim says, I will be on the live, still using my cool bag from last year. Oh, awesome. That's good to hear. Kim won one of my tote bags last year. Stony says, I'm watching. Oh, that was on the Christmas giveaway. Stony says, I'm watching on YouTube tonight. Hopefully it doesn't glitch. I sure hope not. So let me think if there's any more announcements. I'm thinking not. I can't think of any more. But you just want to, keep in mind about those special events, because there's going to be good stuff for you guys. And I do have something a little special for the Thanksgiving Eve show. So I'm pretty excited about that. So, I've been getting a lot of information today all about our interconnectedness. Because on a spiritual level, we're all one. We're all interconnected with each other. What affects one affects all. But we are in human form here on Earth, at least for a while. And so many things out there in our environment and our society will try to convince us that we are separate. It tries to divide us, right? And we all know this. We see it all the time. Look at politics or religion, educational organizations, the medical industry. There's been religious persecution ever since there's been religions. The educational system teaches kids more how to memorize things. And that's what they test them out on. They don't teach them how to think for themselves, how to solve problems. Now, I'm not saying, okay, with all of this, not 100% across the board with every single person, but it does seem to be the norm. People are always going to be on opposite sides of medical information. Some people 100% believe their doctor, no matter what their doctor tells them. And other people turn to alternative forms of healing. People have always been divided on these issues. Always. There's nothing wrong with that, because what is your truth is your truth. People will always disagree, and that's fine. But what is not fine is when someone verbally or physically attacks another person, for what they feel is true for them. If you want to be accepted for who you are, you have to accept others for who they are. People that are seen, on opposite sides of what a certain person may believe, they're just often discounted, and people think, oh, don't listen to them, they're crazy or whatever. I mean, I've seen a lot of rifts in relationships from these differences in these serious topics. During the pandemic, I saw a lot of this with misinformation about things, and one member of the family would be on this side of it, another one would be on that side, and then other family members are backing them, and pretty soon, there's this big rift down the center of the family. And we all have our own truth. Keep remembering that. We all have our own truths. And, sometimes during these situations, people will go against what they believe for themselves. You have to honor your truth. Hello, Melissa. Nice to see you. You have to honor your truth, whatever that truth may be. You have to look deep inside to discover where your beliefs lie. And you have to be constantly open to the idea that your beliefs can and probably will change. Because as you learn, as you grow, and as you evolve, your spiritual ideals and beliefs are going to grow and evolve as well. As you grow and open more to everything, then more information is going to become available to you. Because as you know, we receive information when we are ready to receive it. We may think we're ready, but Spirit knows. And we receive it when it is the right time. Because you guys all have experienced this. How many times, have you heard the same exact things from 6 different sources, and it just kind of right over your head? But then you hear it from that 7th source, and all of a sudden that light bulb goes off. All of a sudden you have that aha moment, and you get it, and that information really deeply resonates with you. That is because you are finally in the right place, And it was finally at the right time. And, oh, goodness. So, so a lot of times spiritually, we are ready to receive the information, but in our own head, we're not, because we need time for our human part of us to process the information, to analyze the information. And a lot of times we hear something new and we analyze it to death. Some of us do. And we have to be ready to accept it as our truth. And everything, all the information that comes to us, all of the experiences we have, everything is in divine timing. And it's set that way so that we receive these things when they are for our best and highest good. And you know deep within yourself when you hear truth, when you hear your truth, because you know what rings true for you. You feel it vibrating through your entire being. You feel it all over. Your truth is not my truth. And it's not Sarah's truth. And it's not Tiffany's truth. It's your truth. And it's time for us to recognize our truth and walk in it every day. And our truth, everyone's truth is different. We experience it through our human self. And a lot of that is seen through, our perception, the way we see the world, experiences we have had. So it's going to feel different to me than it is to you. But you know what is true for you. Kim said, the goal is to grow and evolve. Those who fight it usually find disease in their lives. Yes, that is so true. When we walk in our truth, we bless ourselves and we bless others. When we lie to ourselves, then what happens? We hurt ourselves and we also hurt others. When we wear a mask pretending to be someone or something that we're not, when we tell everyone we have healed from a situation that we haven't healed from, we know that truth, but we might want to try to make other people believe, it's different. When we just smile and say, oh, everything is fine, even though it isn't, we're only fooling ourselves. Our energy does not lie. People can feel your energy before you walk into the room. And think about that yourself, how you can feel other people's energy before they even walk into the room. And that energy affects everyone. So if others are tuned into themselves, they know when you are being truthful. They know when you're not. They know when you are being authentic. Think of maybe some people that you've heard on TV or in interviews. You can hear the authenticity when it's there. You can hear the fakeness, the artificialness when it is there as well. So it's really important for us to live in our truth, especially now at this time when so many people are awakening, so many people are opening up to the truth of who they are, and we need to keep rising the vibration of this planet. Hello, Devin. And there's no better way to do that than living in our truth. Because when we're living in our truth and when we're authentic, that is when our light shines the brightest. So if you don't know what your truth is, you need to start figuring that out. I'm sure most of you do. Maybe you don't know all of your truth yet. Maybe some things are still being revealed. But you have to get to that core. You have to figure that all out for yourself. Because, so many of us have been conditioned to think we're this or we're that, or we should do this or we should do that sometimes we get really confused on who we are. Some people get into relationships and their whole identity is based on the other person. And a lot of people get lost in relationships like that. You have to have that firm foundation of who you are and what your truth is before you get into a situation like that, because then things can get very confusing. So you don't want to let, another day go by without beginning to live in your truth. And part of your truth is speaking your truth. Speaking your truth. And you know when you are, and you know when you're not. You know when you're holding back, and you know when you're freely speaking what you're feeling. When you go for long periods of time holding that in, then it's going to negatively manifest in your throat chakra. And I know a lot of us have experienced this before. It could be a heavy feeling in your throat. It could be coughing. It could be a sore throat. And after you speak whatever truth it is that you need to reveal, you'll release that, and you'll release that from your throat chakra, and it won't feel that way anymore. So it's important to keep your chakras open and spinning and make sure there are no blockages. That is what's best for your optimum all around well-being. If you need help doing that, affirmations can help, meditations. There's special meditations on balancing your chakras. So look into something like that if you think it might help you. And I know during the holidays, a lot of times we're around people that we don't associate with any other time of the year. And yes, I realize that there are reasons that we don't. Just remember, when you come in contact with these people that might irritate you or annoy you, send them love and light. Just see them surrounded by love and light. And continue to stand in your truth. Now, standing in your truth does not mean that you go and start an argument with someone. No, you can stand in your truth in love, in light, in calmness, in kindness. You don't have to, just start spewing stuff. But when you come in contact with these people later on, you need to reflect. Reflect on why they triggered you, what they triggered in you, and where you might need to do some healing. Our soul will recognize truth immediately. And a lot of times you'll read a quote or you'll hear something and you'll get that full body goosebumps, head to toe goosebumps. Hello, Heather. That's because your soul is recognizing that truth. But sometimes it takes a while for our head to catch up, because we are human in this human form. So always just remember to keep an open mind about the fact that there are new opportunities out there. There are new truths that are going to be revealed to us. So make sure you have an open mind to that. You don't want to close yourself off from anything, because we learn new things every day. We learn new things about ourselves. We learn new things about our spirituality. And when you do that deep dive and you're really examining what your beliefs are, and it's important to realize where those beliefs come from. Do they come from you? Is this something that you just grew up with, and, well, my parents did this and this is how I was raised, so that's just what I'm going to do. Sometimes, that's because you truly believe it, but sometimes that is a cop-out because you don't want to have to figure it out. You don't want to have to do that deep work to, remember or uncover what it is that is your truth. Sometimes it's easier to just believe what someone else believes, then you don't have to really worry about it. But when you do find out for yourself what your own personal beliefs are about everything, you'll have a much deeper understanding of yourself. You'll have a much deeper understanding of the universe. You'll have a much deeper understanding of the oneness that we all are. So I highly encourage people to do that. The beliefs I have are way far from the way I was raised, as far as like spirituality or religion. I still have the same kind of morals and, things like that my parents instilled in me. That hasn't changed, but those are because that resonates with me. I feel good when I do something nice for someone. I like that feeling. And when people appreciate that, it makes you feel even better. But I have found that, like, it can be very uncomfortable, around family members sometimes to discuss, or if they how you feel is revealed, in a conversation, or if it comes up, it can be difficult to express yourself. So just be careful of that. Don't be afraid to be you. There is only one you. It's so much better to be an original than to be a copy. Who wants a copy? Nobody. So just remember to always speak that truth, always walk in that truth. And when you do that, life is so much easier. It flows so much better. It just moves along at such incredible speed. It moves along without a lot of obstacles. It's when we try to say, nope, I'm going to do it this way instead. We set up these obstacles and blocks for ourselves, and we don't even realize it most of the time. But the most important thing we can do for ourselves is just to get out of our own way, because we are the ones that usually stop us from doing whatever it is. There's been so many shows this year where one of you has said, I did this, I stepped way out of my comfort zone. And the rewards for them were so amazing. Hello, Marcia. Devin says, in harmony with the earth. Yeah, I love that. Where so many of you have said, I did this, I was afraid, I stepped up to the plate and I did it. And you felt so empowered. You felt like, you could do anything, and you can. You can absolutely do everything. But most of the time, the issues we have is that we hold ourselves back. And a lot of times it's out of fear of maybe not being accepted, fear we might not be loved, fear we're going to be judged. But none of those things even matter. If we know how we feel about ourselves, we give ourselves that love, we accept ourselves for all that we are. You can't accept just part of yourself. You have to accept all of you, every aspect of you. Then there's really nothing at all to be afraid of. I heard this quote one time before about what someone thinks about you is none of your business. And that's absolutely true. When people form an opinion about you, most of the time, it's going to be through their perspective, but it's from how they see the world. How many people do you come in contact with that are like, you can both be having the same type of experience, and you'll be like, oh, wow, this is great. I'm learning so much from this, blah, blah, blah. And the other person's like, oh my God, this is like the worst day of my life. We will find what we look for. Where we're putting our focus, that's where the energy is going to go, right? Kim said, my family gatherings are great. Usually I am 2,000 miles away. Last time I was there, I did give everyone edibles, so that was fun. They slept well for the first time in years. Oh my goodness, Kim. But I know a lot of people have family issues. And, this could be, your immediate family, or this could extend out, cousins, great aunts, great uncles, grandparents. Who knows? But, you can't let that affect you negatively. Just send those situations love. You can't change anyone else. The only person that you can change is yourself. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. A lot of times, we think we can change someone else or help them to change or encourage them or talk them into it. But no, ultimately, a person only changes when they want to and when they work on changing. You can't just say, oh, I want to change and not do anything to change, right? That totally defeats the whole purpose of all of it. But stepping outside of your comfort zone, is huge, absolutely huge. And I was thinking about so many times when we are afraid to do that. We all need to just take that giant leap. Hello, Joyce from Washington. How are you? Great to see you here. Because you will empower yourself. Whenever we get over something that we're afraid to do or we have anxiety about doing, once we do it, it's like a weight is lifted. So whatever it is that you're thinking about doing, that you're wanting to do, but you're holding yourself back, don't hold yourself back anymore. Okay. 2023 is literally around the corner. Okay. So let's start out this new year, you know, fresh. Let's start it out with some amazing things that we're trying to manifest. Let's start it out going beyond our comfort zone. Think of something that absolutely terrifies you and do it. Now, I am not talking about like risk taking, like bungee jumping or something like that. If that's what you want to do, fine, but that's not really like what I'm referring to. You know, it's just like when I was going to publish my first book. It took me so long to do that because there was a lot of anxiety, apprehension, and fear around that. Once I got out of my own way, bim, bam, boom, it was done. And the feeling that you get of accomplishment for doing something that you held yourself back from doing for so long, that feeling of accomplishment is amazing. And then then you feel like you could just take on the world, right? You feel like you could just take on the world. You feel like nothing's going to stop you. You can do anything. And that's how you should feel, because that's the truth of it. There is nothing that can stop you except yourself. And when it's yourself, it's usually your thoughts about what could happen. And we have to stop letting those thoughts control us, right? We have to stop letting those thoughts control us, because we have the power, we have the ability to do everything we want to do. So instead of just sitting back and us thinking about it or talking about it or wondering about it, we got to get moving. I think 2023 is going to be a game changer for a lot of people. A lot of people. But that's not going to happen if you just sit back and watch the clock change. We have to put some action into this. We have to focus our crystal clear intentions. We have to focus on exactly what we want to manifest. Exactly. We don't have to worry about how it happens, because that's part of the faith of believing that it's going to happen. Joyce and Marsha both said, oh, yes, we have to do this. This is like the best time. And, I'm getting really excited about 2023 because, first of all, I am a lover of odd numbers, and it's an odd number. And 2023 is going to be a huge year for me. I'm going to be stepping into, this is like weird to say, but I'm going to be stepping into another decade of my life. So it's going to be a big year in a lot of ways. And I feel the energy of this for everyone, So if we can harness this energy, let's make it work for us instead of us working against ourselves. Let's harness this wonderful energy and make it happen. Kim said, yes, change is the game. Details, not vague intentions. That's right. Very important. You can't and you can never focus on like what you don't want, because you put all that energy into that and you're going to get exactly that thing. How many times, and I think of this a lot when I think about manifesting, how many times when you were a kid and the teacher was going to ask a question, was going to call on someone in the class, and all these kids are raising their hands and you're sitting there, don't call on me, don't call on me, don't call on me. And you were exactly the one that the teacher called on. That used to happen to me a lot until I finally figured out I'm not going to think anything. And then the teacher didn't call on me. But every time I would sit there and just be like, don't call on me, don't call on me, the teacher would call on me every single time, because that's where I was putting the attention, right? So realize how important your energy is. Realize how important your focus is. Realize how easy it is to bring things to yourself that you want in your life. It's very easy, but we tell ourselves it's difficult. We tell ourselves a story about it, right? About, well, I couldn't do this, or I can't do that. Sarah said, LOL, I had that happen too. Yeah, it used to happen to me all the time. And it's just so hilarious because as a kid, you don't understand all this stuff, but it does really work. It's very powerful. Um, so just know that, and know that this next year is going to be a real game changer for everyone. You know, tap into that energy, harness that energy, work on your intuition more, because it's never, ever, ever going to guide you in the wrong direction. You just have to trust it. Samson says, I have had it happen to me now. Yep, there you go. Um, so see, you guys know what I'm saying is true. So, mm, start thinking about the kind of changes you want to make for yourself in the coming year. Start thinking of the things you want to let go of from this year. I had to laugh because back in 2019, it was probably in August, and I was at the bank, and I was dealing with the guy, and he's sitting behind the desk, and he's like, oh yeah, 2020, I'm really excited about this year. This is going to be my year. And I was thinking, yeah, I think I can feel that. It's going to be some big change. And well, we all know what happened in 2020. And I've thought about this guy so much because I remember him saying, well, I'm going to do this and that year. I'm going to do that. And everything changed. I feel like 2023 is going to be very positive changes for everyone. Very positive. Kim says, can't, never could, won't, never would is something I was told growing up. Oh, yeah. Not very positive, is it, Kim? Mm. So start focusing on fine tuning your gifts, fine tune your abilities, tap more into your intuition, play little games with yourself. I know I talk about that quite a bit. Before you look at your phone, guess what percentage your battery is charged. Guess what exact time it is. When someone texts you and you get that notification, guess who it is before you look at your phone. Those are little things you can do to practice all the time. Marcia said, oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda, I always learned, or I always heard. Yeah. Mm-mm. Wayne Dyer has that wonderful, wonderful quote that I hear it in my head a lot. Don't die with your music still in you. You have a lot of things to do. When you get to the end of the road, do you want to look back and say, wow, I never did any of those things I wanted to do, you know? Or wouldn't it be better to feel like, I accomplished more things than I ever thought possible? And by accomplishing things, I'm not saying, oh, wow, you're a billionaire. No, these are like these things come from a different place. Our value and our worth don't come from money. And a lot of people don't realize that, but it doesn't. Yes, we need that to get by in this world, but that is not where our value is, and that is not where our worth is. And people need to remember that. There's a lot of things that we have come here to do. We are game changers, and we're here to change the game. And we are doing it. And we have to continue to keep raising our vibration. We have to continue to do the healing work so that we can raise our vibration even more. And it's just, it's amazing when you think about all the light that there is on this earth right now. All of the light. It's, if the sun didn't come out, we all were shining our light, it would probably be brighter than the sun. Because we're doing amazing work. We are sending out amazing energy, and people are healing all over the place. People are waking up all over the place and realizing that, oh, everything is not what I thought it was. And that can be a devastating time for some people. Well, probably for most, because realizing everything you believed all your whole entire life was not true, that's, it's a very unsettling feeling. But we've all been working through that. We're still working through that. And, we're starting to realize that we create the life that we want ourselves. We create our own reality. And we do that through our thoughts. We do that through our intentions. So you have to make sure that they're good ones. They're positive ones that are going to bring you what you want to manifest in your life. If anyone would like a message, then go ahead and put that in the chat, and I'm going to do some messages. And I will write them down because it's so much easier than scrolling back up. Yes, you do have this, Amir. I think I missed something here. Let me go back up here. When you guys get chatty, the messages flip pretty fast. All right. Okay. All right, we'll go back down. Okay, Richard, I would be happy to give you a message. And if I can ask a favor of all of you, please give this show a thumbs up. Please share the show. If you would like to make a donation, you're more than welcome to do that through Venmo. My Venmo is at Ruth-Soltman. You can also do a super chat or a super sticker, and you can do a Rumble rant on Rumble. All right, Heather. Okay. Let's see what we have for Richard. Oh, Richard, look, shine your light, Richard. And this is what you have been doing. And I got so excited. I saw your post on Facebook that you put your Christmas tree up. That is so exciting. And I know you did that because it brings you joy. That is the whole reason. And I know, and I think that's beautiful. But continue shining your light. You are such a bright light for so many people. You know, I feel like, so many people enjoy your company. And I feel like what you do and how you feel about things is you're setting a really good example for people, and people are seeing that. They're seeing it. They're not just, oh yeah, and kind of looking past it. They see who you are, and they love it. And the more that you are your authentic self, the more you're going to just keep on vibrating higher and higher and keep shining your light. So you continue to do what you're doing, Richard, because you are doing a fantastic job. Okay. And Joyce. Okay, Heather. See what we have for Heather. Heather. Go with the flow, Heather. I feel like you need to relax more. Don't try to fight things. Just let everything happen the way it's supposed to. Don't try to get in the way. Just let everything kind of go smoothly. Go along with the way things are going. It's going to make it an easier ride for you. I feel like sometimes I feel like you get a little bit too stressed out sometimes. I feel like you get too stressed out quite a bit. Try not to do that. Don't try to, I don't know if you really try to control the situation, but not so sure control is the right word. But I feel like you try to maybe make it happen faster than it should. So just try to ease up a little bit on yourself. Give yourself a ton more credit than you do, because you are an amazing person and you are doing an amazing, amazing job in your life. So for a much smoother ride, though, just kind of let things happen and just kind of go with that flow. Kim, you're welcome, Richard. Let's see what we have for Kim. Oh, Kim, become a clear channel. So I feel like you are getting tons of messages. Tons of information is coming through. Make sure that your body, your mind, and your spirit are clear to make a lot of these messages and this information clear. Because, sometimes we can misinterpret things. We might get a message about something and think it's for something totally different, but that's usually just when our head gets in the way. So as you get information, fill that information through your heart, because the heart's never going to do us wrong. Fill that information through your intuition. because you know when something resonates with you and when it doesn't. But if there are things that you need to do to kind of clear yourself better, clear out your chakras better, then do that. Because I feel like that would really help intensify the information that you're getting. If something isn't clear to you, though, make sure you just ask, I need clarification on that. I don't understand. Because a lot of times when we get information, what the first thing we do is we try to analyze it with our head. And that doesn't work for any of us. So you have to feel that through your intuition, feel it through your spirit, feel it through your soul, feel it through your heart chakra. Because that's the best way that you're going to receive the information and you're going to be able to interpret it. Because our human mind, that's not really a place that our human mind is going to go. Because that's a spiritual thing. Okay. Oh, I'm getting behind here. Heather says, man, do I am a control freak. It doesn't help. Well, you need to chill. You really need to chill because you're not doing yourself any favors. So please try and chill out a little bit. Okay, Kim, Joyce, Sam, Veronica, Kristen. Hello, Kristen. Nice to see you. Okay, Sam, I've got you written down. And okay. Oh, all right. And Veronica. So I have Joyce next. Okay, so on the list I have Joyce, Sam, Veronica, and Kristen. So if I have missed you, please put it back in the. Oh, there we go, Sarah. Type it back in the chat so that I know because it's hard to scroll back up when there's a lot of messages. Well, what can you do, Heather, to try not to be a control freak? Just try and relax a little bit more and know that everything's going to get done that needs to get done. And everything doesn't have to be done your way. Okay. Because I have had some control freaks in my life, so I know what that's like. It doesn't have to be done perfectly. We all have our own way of doing things. So just try to be patient with other people and be patient with yourself. Okay. Sarah and Devin. Okay. So I am at Joyce. Joyce. See what we have for Joyce. Express your joy, Joyce. Express your joy. And I feel like I know you have a dog, and I know that dog brings you a lot of joy and a lot of happiness. But I know that your family does as well. Have you started writing yet? Because I think that's a really good way for you to express your joy through words. Start journaling them. And I know writing is at the top of your list. But start expressing yourself a bit through writing. Express your feelings through writing. You would be amazed at the healing that can come from expressing your thoughts on paper, even if no one else ever sees it. Getting that out, and especially when you handwrite it, there's some kind of powerful energy in handwriting it. But it's going to help a lot with healing for you. And I feel sometimes like, I don't know how to put this. Well, you need to smile more. You need to smile a lot more. Let other people see how joyful you are. Let other people see how happy you are. Because, that's contagious. How often do you go in the grocery store and smile at a complete stranger and they just ignore you? No, 99.9% of the time, they will smile back. And sometimes you're the only person that they come in contact with for the day. So think about that. Share that joy. And you can do that through a smile. Heather says, I'm trying to work on that with the help of my therapy. Walking away and accepting I don't have to finish something just because I started it. I can walk away and come back later. That's very true. And let me tell you, it's so funny because, okay, I'm an Aries. And one of the things they say about an Aries, which I will tell you, I'm not a typical Aries from the things I've read. But one thing they say is they like to start a lot of things, but never finish any. And I can say when I was younger and my kids were younger or little and stuff, That was so true of me. I would have like 20 things started and nothing finished. But now, I like make myself a little deadline and I finish something when I start it. And I'll tell you, that gives you a huge sense of accomplishment. But you can't do it in totally, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think. You can't do it in, something that's going to take you, say, 2 hours to do. You cannot expect yourself to be done in 10 minutes. So we have to be more patient with ourselves, and we just have to schedule things a little better sometimes. So I'm glad that's something that you acknowledge and that you're working on. I think that's fantastic. Okay, Veronica. Sam. I got Sam. Okay. See what we have for Sam. Oh, there we go. Sam, become a clear channel. So, do you feel like there's some obstacle in your way, that something is blocking you from achieving the things that you want to do? Or, I don't know, I feel like you've got a lot of things, in your mind that you want to do this, you want to accomplish that. I can't talk. Reprioritize a little bit and focus on what's most important right now. Remove any blocks that are in your way, because it's like the prize is just waiting there for you, but you got to get all these things out of the way first in order to get to it. So clear whatever is in your way. Now, the kind of things that could be blocking you, I mean, we're not talking like there's a brick wall in the way that you can't drive through, but it could be, some kind of fear. It could be that you don't think you're worthy of whatever it is that you're trying to do or manifest. So figure out what's holding you back. And if it's just ideas in your head, I mean, there's, sometimes we have a lot of those, what if this and what if that. You have to dismiss those because they're never going to do you any good. So do what you can to clear some of those things out of the way so that you can just let everything just flow clearly and easily through you. Your energy, your intention, and focus on what it is that you know where you need to focus. So, do that. Just get out of your way. I looked up the word surrender before because I never liked it. I thought it sounded like giving your power away. But surrendering means getting out of your way. You're not giving your power to anyone else. You're taking your power back. So that's what I feel you need to do. Take that power back. Any of those self-doubts that you have, overcome those. Get rid of them. Just stomp on them. Okay. Joyce said, started journaling and I'm able to talk to anyone I don't even know. Happened tonight. Wonderful. Heather says, I'm an Aries too. I thought you were, Heather. And so is Joyce. Oh, and Joyce says she's an Aries and sometimes a typical one. Kim says, I have been finishing things recently that I started or bought things for projects that are finally done. It feels good. Yes, it does. Now just realized it's so I can have new projects. Well, that's always fun too. You are welcome, Sam. And now I'm up to Veronica. Awesome. Yes, it's a huge sense of accomplishment when you finish a project or something that, and it's something, it doesn't even matter if it's something you've been working on for a long time or it's something you've been just working on a little while. It's still the same kind of sense of accomplishment. Veronica, ding, ding. This is your wake-up call, Veronica. This is your wake-up call. So I feel like you're holding back. I feel like you're holding back from yourself. I feel like you need to have more, I don't know if it's confidence or feel more empowered You're very, very intuitive. And I think you need to work on that more. Work on that more as far as trusting it 100,000%. I know it's not easy, but do it, because I feel like your intuitive abilities are very powerful. Don't let them overwhelm you, because this is the truth of who you are, and you need to be living in that truth. You need to live in that truth. Hello, Kavita. Nice to see you. I see we're having a little difficulty with the keyboard. Oh, Devin's in Aries too. So I'm also, Veronica, I don't know why, because I think you told me before you don't drink coffee, but I'm getting a strong sense of coffee. I mean, a strong scent of coffee. Hello, Kavita. Nice to see you. So I'm not sure why, because I'm pretty sure that you are a tea drinker. So maybe coffee is going to figure into this somehow. I do not know. Maybe you're going to be doing some readings at a coffee shop. Wouldn't that be sweet? Do you have coffee shops there? I'm sure you do. If not, why would anyone want to live there, right? Okay. Kristen. Uh-oh. I guess that's Kristen's card. That one just fell on the floor. Oh. Well, this is going to be a tough one. I'm drinking a strong iced coffee. Oh. Veronica, that is hilarious. I'm drinking a strong iced coffee. That is really funny, because I didn't think you drank coffee at all. Kristen, tune out distractions. Now, you have 2 kids. That's not always easy to do. But what you need to do is, I'm sure you have like all this noise all over the place when you're trying to do something or form your thoughts about something. But try and tune all that stuff out, because it's not helping you to do what it is that you need to do. Don't let other things become an obstacle. Don't let other things just get in the way. Focus on what it is that you want, and don't let other things come into play that are going to keep you from doing what you truly want to do. It's not always easy to block out distractions, but one good way to practice that is with meditation. And I know this from my own personal experience. When I first started meditating, and I always use headphones, I could still hear everything going on. And after I did it and started practicing that more and more, I can put my headphones on and I don't hear anything else. I am so able to tune that out now. So, if you want to try practicing that, that might help. Veronica said, oh yes, we have coffee shops, cafes, pop-up coffee vans. The country runs on coffee. I think this one does too, Veronica. And Sarah. Let's see what we have for Sarah. Sarah. Now, see, here's a good example for you guys about trusting your intuition. I've had several conversations with Veronica, and she's always mentioned drinking tea. And I thought she said she didn't drink coffee. So when I smelled the coffee, at first I thought, okay, that doesn't mean anything because she drinks tea. But I trusted that message, and I told her that's what came through. And she's sitting there drinking iced coffee. That kind of blew me away. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty sweet. But that's what I mean. When you get this information, you get it for a reason. And, when you're getting messages for other people, they may not make any sense at all to you, but they will make sense to the other person. So you have to trust the information that comes through. Okay, Sarah. Let's see what we have for Sarah. Well, Sarah, look at that. Nothing's jumping out for you. There it goes. Ooh, be open to love, Sarah. Be open to love. And you know what? There's a lot of love in your life, and there's a lot coming your way. But one thing is, you have to work on loving yourself more. Fill yourself with that unconditional love so that you can share it with others. It's very important. You know, you can't have that wall up where you're not going to let stuff in, because then nothing's going to get out either. You have to have that heart open. And you know, when it starts getting filled up with love, it's going to expand. That heart chakra is going to expand. And you're being the empathic, intuitive person that you are, you will feel that. You will physically feel it. And that's pretty exciting. So I hope that resonates with you, Sarah. You are welcome, Kristen. Veronica says, I don't drink hot coffee. Ha, that did test you. Oh, Tiffany loves iced coffee too. You know, I love iced tea, but I've never liked iced coffee. And I don't like my coffee after it gets too cooled off either. I like to drink it when it's pretty warm. Now we are up to Devin. What do we have for Devin? Devin. Oh, Devin. Count your blessings. I love that. Devin, and I'm going to say this because it's a public group, is in my Facebook group about the 25 days of gratitude. And this is something that he's been doing every single day. And he's been sharing it with others. I know you count your blessings. I know you know how important it is to show gratitude. I know that you know and you are grateful for the things in your life. And they're acknowledging you for that. They're saying, way to go, Devin. Keep on doing that, because we're bringing you even more blessings. There's tons of blessings out there that are headed your way. Be grateful for those as well. Even though you haven't gotten them yet, be grateful for the ones that are on the way, because they are coming, Devin. They are definitely coming. Awesome. Tiffany, I drink tea. Okay. I count them every single day. I know you do, Devin. And they're acknowledging you for that. They're loving that you do that. And they want you to continue doing that. So just a reminder that we talked about this earlier. If anybody else would like to come over and join that Facebook group, 25 Days of Gratitude, hop on over there, because I'd love to have you there. I've been enjoying it. And it's so wonderful, you know, to read everybody's comments and just to share in that space of gratitude. It's wonderful. I want to thank everyone so much for being here. Please remember to give this show a thumbs up and to share the show. That would be most appreciated. I hope to see you all back here next week. I trust that you'll be here. And who knows what we're going to do. It'll be fun, though. And then in 2 weeks is the Thanksgiving Eve show, where I am going to do a raffle. So, you know, you have to be on the live to win. But if you're busy, you could be listening. You're still on the live, and you'll still hear, you know, if I announce your name. So that'd be great. Thanks again for being here. I love you guys so much. I will see you next week. Good night.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.